First Timothy chapter 5, verse 1 to 6, verse 1. And this is again, very practical teaching from Paul. The application for today is sometimes a little bit trickier because our whole system of widows and how women are supported socially, it's a completely different society and a completely different context. Although caring for one another and treating our elders with respect and trying to honor each other and what that looks like in a culture, all of those things still we have to work out. And we could sure use some help with that. I remember a friend of mine from Africa. She was raised in Zimbabwe, and she was an elderly lady. And I met her. She came to our church here in Canada, and I went to get her one day. And she's fairly old and a little bit unsteady on her feet, especially in the winter. So I went to the door and accompanied her to the car and opened the car door for her and also greeted her appropriately. In the Zimbabwean culture, especially, elders are completely revered. And so just said to her how what an honor it was to even come together and stuff, and got in the car. And she said, I haven't been treated like that since I've come to Canada. She said she remembers the first time she went through was going through a door and a kid was in front of her, and like, a young person, and the young person just let the door close. And she almost like ran right into it because she just expected him to hold it open, not in some sort of parading fashion, but just to be kind and to be nice because she was older. And it dawned on me as I was talking to her that our culture could use some of this instruction from Paul. That we could use some actual practical advice. Hold a door open. Be kind, be generous, help somebody across the street. Take your time, look up from your phone for a couple minutes today and see if there might be somebody around, an older person that you could actually help and be kind to, or even at the church instead of criticizing. And then, of course, verse 1 is 6 is this whole slavery thing, which Paul addresses elsewhere, and we might have a chance to talk about. But basically, his understanding is he's instructing people on the character issue around what we do and how we do it, regardless of whether we're an elder or whether we're a slave. He's not addressing slavery, which he does address elsewhere and does not support. But he's addressing issues of character, what's happening underneath. So what's your character life? What's happening? Whether you're highly esteemed or lowly thought of, whether you're the top of the heap or the bottom of the pile, socially, it doesn't matter. Is your character godly? Because what Paul's saying is no matter what your position is, it can be. You can be godly in the midst of all that stuff, and God can use you powerfully.